Hi guys, how you doing? It's Martin here, Ranger Martin, and we're doing a little live show so that we can talk to you guys, let you know a little bit about what's happening with the Dino Guys at the Roadshow, what exactly it is, and how we're planning to do it, and let you know all the details. So before we do that, let me tell you a little bit how it all started. It's the 10th of July, 2021, and we're 3/4 of the way on a 7-hour road trip. We're driving from Louisiana to San Antonio for a Dinosaur birthday party. Now, at the time, this was the furthest we'd ever travelled for a birthday party. And in my mind, this was it. It was the start of the big time. We were so confident. We were so confident that we'd actually invested in a brand new car, our Land Rover Discovery. We knew that the distances we'd be travelling, we needed a vehicle that could do that. And not just that, we'd just recently paid to have our trailer wrapped as well. We were on a mission to bring smiles and laughter to a little boy who wanted the dinosaur experience at his party in San Antonio. But for me, the birthday party was just an excuse. It was a justification for the real reason that we'd undertaken the 500-mile journey one way. About 6 months earlier, I was doing some research and I'd come across a podcast. It was the Dinosaur George Kids. It was fascinating, a fact-packed podcast all about dinosaurs, but it was pitched at a level so that young children could understand what is, let's face it, a very in-depth subject, which for me is just about my level. The presenter was George Blazing, or Blazing, I think he pronounces it. Had an amazing ability to put across some very in-depth subjects and a fun way that the children absolutely loved. Now, his podcast is the #1 when it comes to children and dinosaurs. He has over 1 million downloads. Now, I soon learned that Dinosaur George's museum and gift shop is in the San Antonio area, which was about 3 miles from where our birthday party was to be held. Now, this is a guy who was doing things correctly, someone I could learn from. And my plan was to go along and maybe strike up a conversation and see what gems of knowledge I could extract. I'd hidden the excitement as I realised that if I could convince the rest of the crew to leave early, we would have enough time to visit the Dinosaur George Museum and maybe meet the guy who had so fascinated me before moving on to create some core memories for the little boy at his party. We arrived at Trader Village, where the museum is based, and started looking at the various offerings. The village is substantial in size. They're not wrong when they say everything's bigger in Texas. And I momentarily panic as I see the precious minutes being wasted as handbags, belts and trinkets catches Dawn's eye. Eventually, after asking a few people for directions, we find the museum and head inside. And we're greeted with various full-size skulls and fossils of all different shapes and sizes, of every description, as well as a mountain of dinosaur-based toys and keepsakes. The tables are full of real and replica fossils, an incredible array of dino goodies. But the one thing I can't see is George. I casually asked one of the incredibly helpful staff if George was on a break, and at what time he would be back. The answer was kind of devastating. George was scheduled to talk at the San Antonio Zoo all weekend. He'd be back in the store next week, though, if we wanted to return. That obviously isn't an option. I thanked him and resigned myself to the reality that my chance of meeting George had been scuppered by the San Antonio Zoo. After purchasing a few items, we headed back to the car and began checking out the route for the final few miles to the party. As if on cue, the weather took a turn for the worse. The heavens opened and the rain fell at the same rate as if Noah had been preparing for this day for a whole month. We then get a phone call from the boy's mother, who's worried about the rain and is asking, do we think we should go ahead with the party? Suddenly, the idea of us having hit the big time seems a long way off. If the party was to be cancelled, we would have made a 1,000-mile round trip with nothing to show for it. Luckily, the party went ahead, and we didn't let the downpour put anybody off. A fun time was had by all. Now, I'm not sure if it was fate, but some 6 months later, I noticed a post on Facebook saying that Dinosaur George was bringing his museum to Louisiana. Of course, I arranged my calendar to make sure that we could finally meet him. We got extremely well. He had such a wealth of knowledge, not just dinosaur-based, but business tips and hints that I hadn't even considered. In September 23, George returned to Louisiana with his museum, and this time Dawn and I travelled to see him, and I also brought along Rexy to say hello. It was here, on this day, that we spoke about working together and started to pull together a plan. Shortly after, we released our first taster video to give the idea of what we were actually thinking about.
Howdy, this is Dinosaur George. I own a traveling dinosaur museum where we go in and we convert a facility into a natural history museum. It's educational, it's entertaining, and it's very engaging for kids. But you know what would make it even more amazing? What if we teamed up with the people at Dinosaur Experience and added live dinosaur shows? They're funny, they're informational, and they are an absolute winner. Look for us coming soon because this is something we're going to do.
So, there we have it. The first teaser was announced. We were planning hopefully to do something in May of this year, and we were going to work together. So what is the plan? Well, the plan's to find a location and set up the Dinosaur George Museum in the location. It's an incredible collection of dinosaurs and prehistoric fossils. And in Louisiana, I can't think of any museum that can match the sheer number of prehistoric artifacts. Any child with an interest in dinosaurs will soak up the information and have fun learning. People travel from all over to visit this museum, and we are bringing it to you guys. But that's not all. We're also incorporating a fun, educational live show, but with the Dinosaur Experience Mischievous Dinosaurs. Now, before I run the next video, I just want to ask to watch the reaction of the children. See how much fun they are actually having at this recent school visit, and ask yourself if your loved little ones would have as much fun. So that's a little taster for those of you who haven't seen the Dinosaur Experience and what we do. So the idea is we bring dinosaurs to life, but we do it in a fun, non-scary way. We work really hard to make sure it's fun and not scary for the children. Now, guys, do me a favor. If you're watching now, just type in where you're watching from into the comments box. Give me a thumbs up as well, just so I can see who's here. And if you do have any questions at all, then type them in there. Hopefully I'm going to cover most of the details, but if you've got any questions, type them into the comments box when you give me a thumbs up or a heart, and then I'll be able to see them, bring them up on the screen, and we'll cover anything that you may be asking. So that's the idea. The current thinking is we'll do a 20 to 30 minute show with the dinosaurs. Then we'll have break for an intermission. And the intermission, you get another 20 or 30 minutes where you can actually walk around the museum, have a look at all the fossils. The children can learn, ask the questions. George will be there, I'll be there, and you can learn about the actual real fossils that are there. After that 30-minute break, then we come back, sit down again, and we give you another 20 to 30-minute show. Lots of fun, lots of laughter, lots of surprises, and then we carry on with the show. Then after that, again, after the show's finished, you get another 30 minutes or so to finish looking around the museum, visit the gift shop, and do whatever you may need to do. Come and say hi, get your pictures with us guys, whatever you wanted to do. So, having come up with that plan, what we needed now was a location. Sounds simple, right? Now, I can honestly say that's been the hardest part of the whole project. I've personally visited many locations. I've been to Lafayette, I've been to Homer, been all over Baton Rouge, I've been to Central, places in Denham Springs, bang in my head trying to find a location that we could actually use that could fit our needs and was good enough that and in our budget, I should say, so that we could actually do it. Basically everything failed. The large corporations don't come back to you. They don't return your calls. They don't return your emails. You have to chase them hard. And then when you actually do get somebody, they promise they're going to do something about it. They never come back to you. So, not to be deterred, I came up with a different plan, a different tact. My thinking was, if we could find a school that was willing to donate their gym for a weekend, then we would come a week earlier and allow the students free access to the museum and the show. So it's a win-win scenario. The school benefits not just from allowing their students to have the museum and our show for free, they also become a hub of the community. So people from all around the area travel in and they come to the school. So they become a hub. This idea worked really, really well. And we settled on this. All right, so I think this is going to be our location. The Kenilworth Science and Technology Academy, the school here in Baton Rouge, just off Segan Lane. It's a great area, really good parking, which is excellent. The gym's fantastic, very accommodating. Can't wait to bring the Dinosaur experience and Dinosaur George, or the Dino Guys as we're going to call it, to Baton Rouge and see all you guys here. So there we have it. There's the school. That's where we're going to be holding it. It's just off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. And the dates, as we've said before, the 28th and the 29th of September. Got a comment here. That's a great idea. Unfortunately, you're probably coming through our Facebook group. Facebook, for some reason, doesn't allow us to see who in a group is actually making comments. So thanks for your comment. Not sure who you are. And we've got a heart there. So thank you for giving us the heart and the thumbs up. So there we have the location. So now we need to know where we can find the tickets. So let me show you this. So this is my website. This is the dinosaurexperience.com. And you can see on the website here, if we go along here, we've got home, birthdays, schools, summer camps, and then we have the heading for the Dino Guys Roadshow. So I'm going to click on that. So that loads the Dino Guys Roadshow, and on this page, it gives the details of where it is and the location, timings, and etc., and a write-up of what we're actually doing. There's the Buy Tickets button. We'll click on that now. That takes us to the secure website where you can actually purchase your tickets. Do not buy tickets from anywhere else or anybody else, okay? There will be scammers. We hear it all the time. Whenever we put events on, there are scammers out there saying, oh, I bought 2 tickets. I can't go anymore because of something or other. Who wants my tickets? I'll sell them to you at cost price. And then people pay the money and they never get the tickets. So only please buy through this website here. So once you get here, you can click on the Get Tickets. You pick the day you want to come, either Saturday or Sunday. So you click on there, and then you pick the time of the event that you wanted to come, either the 9 a.m. start or the 12 p.m. start. It's really important that you arrive a little bit early, because if you arrive at 9:15 for the 9 o'clock start, you're going to miss most of the first show. So arrive before the start time. And then once you click on there, you can then pick how many tickets you want, etc. $20, the tickets for everybody. Under twos are free. So children and adults, all tickets are $20, and then there's a service fee there from the ticket agency and a bit of tax of $1.40. And that is where you get your tickets from. So let me go through that again. You come to the dinosaurexperience.com, you go to Dino Guys Roadshow, and then it will bring up this page where you can click on your tickets. You will also find we've done an event on Facebook. You can buy your tickets through there. There's a link directly to the secure sales on there. So some people are asking some questions. So one of the questions we've got is why are we pushing it so early? The truth is, we're doing it now so that firstly everybody gets to know. So you guys that follow myself and Dinosaur George get the first chance. The tickets are limited so that the experience is not overcrowded, and we want our people to be first in. And secondly, June and July, we the Dinosaur Experience are run off our feed. To give you an idea, if I click on public events here on our website and we bring up the public events, if you have a look, this is our 2024 places we're going to be, and these are just the public events. Okay, so you can see from really from the end of May right through June, right through July, all that time we are absolutely chock-a-block, and you can see there how busy we are. All right, so that's the reason we're pushing it now. We probably will be sending you some other details out when we get into June, July, August. We'll push it probably a little bit more advertising and that sort of thing. So that's everything that I've got for you. I think I've covered all the details. We've got a great comment here, amazing experience for the community, and it really is going to be. I can't stress enough that this museum we're bringing on its own normally fills out throughout the whole time. Wherever George takes his museum is very, very popular. He's very popular himself. He had his own TV show. He has the biggest podcast in the world, listened to all over the world, and he regularly travels and talks to hundreds and thousands of children all over the country, and we're kind of lucky that he's coming to Baton Rouge. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that's answered some of the questions. We'll probably do another live in the near future, and we'll perhaps get George to come on. He's busy at the moment, but we'll do something together. And we can take any questions that you may have. I'll talk to you about it. But until next time, thanks for watching. Pass the details on about this. You don't want to miss it. The Dino Guys, it's a brand new idea. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, if you are a school and you think you may be interested in the near future of hosting us, giving us for the Friday you get for free, and then for the weekend we pay charge tickets for people to come. If your school thinks they may be interested in that, drop us a line, send a message, and we'll put you on the list for places that we'll consider we're looking at if we decide we're going to do this again. And I've got an idea that this could be a regular thing, traveling perhaps all around the country. But until then, Baton Rouge, we are the first people that are going to have it. Can't wait to see you guys. Ask any questions you may have, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye.